What was the moment I decided to be a chef? That's a great question. When my mom, she decided she wanted to go back to school, so she moved us to Johnson City, Tennessee. And so in high school, I left all my friends and I moved to Johnson City, Tennessee with her. And I needed a job, so I got a job bussing tables. And so the bussing tables is great. I got paid like an hourly rate, and then I got some tip share. But after so long, that restaurant started, the tip share started to die down. And so I was literally looking for higher hourly pay. And the kitchen was a higher hourly pay. So I actually did a lot of bussing tables, and I washed a lot of dishes. And so I got to see what would happen in the kitchen, and the guys seemed cool, a little rough around the edges, and there was something attractive about it. And so when I decided I wanted to make a little bit more money per hour, I moved to the kitchen. And so I started in the salad station, and then they moved me up to the fry station. Little tip for you: never get good at the fry station, because if you get good at the fry station, that's where they put you all the time. The first restaurant where I was bussing tables was called Cheers Fun Eatery. And the guy who hired me, his name was Sticks. And he was a couple years older than me. He became like a big brother to me. And so him and I stayed in contact after I stopped working at Cheers and went to these other restaurants. And what was neat is, since he had kind of like this big brother, he decided he wanted to go to culinary school. And so I remember we were hanging out one day, and he said, hey Jeff, I'm going to culinary school, and you should come with me. And I was like, that's great, man. You go. Have a great time. And then he said, no, really, you should come with me. And I said, what's culinary school? And he said, it's chef school. I said, oh, chef school. All right, I'll think about it. I was actually enrolled at East Tennessee State University in their criminal justice program. I wanted to be a police officer and then hopefully become a Secret Service agent, as my uncle was. But at that moment, I was like, it was like the first time I felt really good at something. Being in the kitchen, I felt like I was good at it. And I grew up in a single parent home, and so I was the youngest of three, so I was kind of just left to do whatever. No one really was guiding me a lot of it. And so I was like, oh, I actually feel like I'm good at this. So I went home and told my mom, and she was not too happy about it. Story for another day, maybe. But it was in that moment that I decided I was going to culinary school. It was a day where Sticks said, I think you're good at this thing too. He was like, I think you should go to culinary school because you'll do well at it. And so that changed my life completely. I mean, a police officer or a chef, they're two deeply different things. When you see good qualities in somebody, that you can inspire them and you can tell them, hey, you're good at this, you should go after it, because all of us are insecure, and sometimes we really need to know that so that we can be our best. And I unenrolled from East Tennessee State, and I enrolled in Johnson & Wales University in Charleston, South Carolina, where Sticks was going. Actually, Sticks and John and Seth, the three other people I knew from that first restaurant, they were all going to Charleston for somewhat the same purpose. So I basically tagged along and went and lived with those guys and drove down to Charleston, South Carolina in the middle of a rainstorm. Sticks, he led me the whole way. I was 10 feet away from his taillights because it was raining so hard, and he was like my big brother, so he took me there. And that's where my culinary journey started. But yeah, that was the moment that I decided to kind of radically change my life.